What's up, everyone? Obviously Photoshop cringy Claymore rant thumbnail here.
Oh god, fucking hell, this makes me want to die, honestly.
Anyways, I haven't talked about an individual for a while, so I thought it's time to talk about someone that's been on my mind for a while. Today, we will be discussing a YouTuber known as lhugueny, a YouTube animator with over 1 million subscribers who makes song parodies with a pop culture icon attached to it. I first heard of this guy months ago when the guys in my group chat known as The Lad sent a Mario parody by him in the group chat, and I was dying of laughter about how bad it was. But that was it for the most part. Around a week ago, I was watching the newest Scarce video at the time, and I was brought to the attention that lhugueny had taken down a small YouTuber named Wolfly Waffle. My first thoughts were, wow, it's pretty fucked up of him to misuse YouTube's copyright system to censor someone's opinion. I then went to his Wolfly Waffle's second channel, which he created several videos about the situation, where he'll explain the situation better than I will. I really dislike cringe and dank meme compilation, but Wolfly Waffle's cringe comps are actually very entertaining. I recommend checking him out. Back on topic, I went back to lhugueny's channel and I thought I'd review one of his animations. This animation is called Captain America Civil War Parody, which is a parody of CS Cheap Thrills, and the like to dislike ratio, it's around 3/4, but more on that point later. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's now look at this Civil War parody animation.
Come on, let's get the Civil War on. I'm in the right, but the cap is wrong. So copy a card to sign my name, but the cap refused, he can't pretend.
You might be noticing the main problem you'll be noticing throughout the entire video, but the anatomy and animation is extremely flawed and it looks incredibly stiff. It's trying to go for a more realistic look like the Marvel movies, but it really isn't detailed enough to look like that. If it was more simplistic, I'm sure it would have been a hell of a lot more fluid and expressive, and even more visually appealing than this jumbled mess. You could be saying to me right now, but Bruce, he made it that way so it looks more like the films. Well, you could say that the animated Tony Stark does look like the one in the film. My point is, though, is that it doesn't look visually appealing or fluent enough to look this way. Maybe actually stick with a style that best suits you and that actually makes people satisfied. Their legs and arms as well are extremely rigid, and all it does is make the viewer uneasy and ultimately wince.
Baby, women, they put in the check, the civilians die.
We choose Team Stark.
I will not give my friend and I refuse to say.
We choose Team Cap.
Now our team is torn and broke. I'll get captain in the score.
Okay. Here's another problem with the video, which is the music. The instrumental is alright, nothing too bad, but the vocals are a huge problem. All the singing voices are done by Logan himself, but he auto-tunes the hell out of his voice. If he could have gotten his voices to do that without auto-tune, why can't he have others help with singing or even roles that'll match their roles nicely? I'm just saying, the singing featured is either out of tune or doesn't sound right at all. Not to mention, I had to turn on captions for actually listening to the lyrics, considering the voices are extremely vague. I couldn't understand what was said until I turned on captions, but I'm sure people would have understood without it.
Now our team is torn and broke. I'll get captain in the score.
Alright. I'm not gonna explain the whole stiff animation thing, but jeez, look at that thing! It's like some weird bone spasm when doctors test your knee reflex. That nigga right there is taking a runner!
Don't forget about me! Now everybody cheer, cause Parker's in the house, no need to feel the fear. Use a web sling stun to stop the captain's team, but my webs look like the aftermath of a wet dream. Gross!
Wow. Just wow. I haven't heard such an uninspired joke about Spider-Man in my life until now. I've heard this joke like, wow, doesn't Spider-Man's web look like cum? Heh, yeah guys, he jerks off when he wants to save people. Heh guys, I'm so clever and original. It's not like this joke was dead for years. For fuck's sake, mate.
Women, they put in the check, the civilians die.
We choose Team Stark.
I will not give my friend and I refuse to say.
We choose Team Cap.
Now our team is torn and broke. I'll get captain in the score.
And that's pretty much it. The rest of the video is literally just a credit sequence, and it takes 1/3 of the video in total, so there wasn't much of a music video in here, to be honest. Before I go, I want to point out something that I realized earlier. You know how I stated this song was a parody of CS Cheap Thrills? Well, it says nowhere in the video, description, or title clarifying what song he was parodying, and which I'm not 100% sure, but I'm sure Logan will be in legal trouble if he was caught. So Logan, if you're watching this, I would probably consider attempting to clarify the songs used to satirize and parody. I guess that's all I'll have to say, but I have some news to tell you guys about. A while back I announced my second channel, but I have recently started using that channel more than this channel recently, and I made a lot of shit posts. So if you'd like to check that channel out and subscribe, I highly appreciate it. Also, I did a voiceover for my good friend Bedhead Bernie in his Animation Warehouse series. For this video, I discussed Lost Heathcliff Media, so go check that out and give him a sub if you haven't. He makes great content. Finally, follow me on Twitter and support me on Patreon. I will highly appreciate it. That's all I have to say. Brucesnoop, out!